Welcome back, and we're going to just a continuation, and up here what we're going to do is we're going to fill in all this. We're going to show how all this walls are in here and everything, and this is the best way that you can do it, is come up here to detail line, and basically you're going to take where this wall stops here, the top of it, we're going to bring a wall straight across. Or not there, I'm sorry. Detail wall, you're going to build this wall right here. It's going to keep coming up until it touches this top of double plate 2. Alright, and bring that over and bring that back down. Now, this is the knee wall that's behind it. And this is the wall that you're going to see. And we'll show you some of that in just a minute. But anywho, this would start out like this, and then we're going to do an offset of 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, because that's what a 2x4 is. It's going to be like that. Then we're going to copy this and this, do a copy from there, come over 1/4. Copy, make sure you hit multiple on that. Come over 1/4, which is 16 inches. Keep going, 1/4, 1/4. And then we're going to bring it just up there to the edge of that. And we need to move those in a little closer. Bring it in just like that. Just another annotate detail line. We're going to bring that straight across. We're going to show offset. We're going to show the top double plates. Now this is that stud wall that's holding up this dormer. Grab this. I'll pull it down to right there. Do that with all these. Take you just a minute. Just like that, you've got all them set in there, looking good. Now, I'm just going to bring all these, extend all these down. And then also I need to have me a sole plate on the bottom. That is going to be right here. It's going up 1.5 inches. Actually, it needs to come from down here, up 1.5 inches. It's going to come straight across the bottom here. All the way across. And then all of these are going to touch to that and attach to it, all these stud walls. Bring all those down. Now you can see we're going to have a couple little hidden lines in this thing. I don't like to put a whole lot of hidden lines in a section view of a house. But we're going to have to do this one right here because I want people to see where this knee wall is going to be. So I'm going to put detail line. I'll put a hidden line to represent that, just to let you know that there is a hidden line over there. Okay? And I'll pull that to the side just a little bit. Now see, there is a wall there, and I'll show you in just a minute after we get this thing together how to get rid of that. Now see, this wall is going to attach all the way down here, so no big deal about that. So we've got all that in there, and this one would come all the way down as well. I just want everybody to know whenever we're going to hide this wall in just a minute, but I want you to know that knee wall's there, just so that there's no question about where the location needs to be. And we'll have to dimension that here in just a few minutes. also, this right here is the main, okay, that's the main top of that. Looks good. And what I want to do as well is this, because this is going to be open at an angle here. It's going to come in here at a V. So basically what I want to do is I want to come up through here to about right there. And I want to put me not a hidden line, but a solid line. I want to run me change that to a medium line. For some reason it needs to be lined right up with that. And then I want to offset that. Do an offset of 1.5 inches. It's going to go up just like that and tie in. And I want to double that up. And then right in the middle here, somewhere in the middle, I want to bring one straight up. And I'll offset it as well 1.5 inches over. And both of those will be solid lines. Just like that. Now I want to pull that down. And then I want to pull this line over, this line over, this line over, and then pull all these down. Clean them up real nice and neat. And that's how, and this really needs to be pulled over just a little bit too. Move, we'll try to eyeball the center of it somewhere. That looks pretty close. That's just going to be a little support. So that is that wall. That's how that wall is going to be set up on this thing. And what I want to do too is I want to do another annotate, detail line, and in between here we're going to have some, we'll do a 2x8 to hold these things together. Now, if it wasn't in the dormer area, you could probably space them every other rafter. But since they're going to be in this dormer space right here, we need to bring it all the way to the edge right here. Actually, it'll come all the way to right there. And we'll bring this thing up. And we're going to use a 2x8, which is 7.5 inches. And we're going to shoot this thing right back across all the way to here. Now it's going to tie right into this rafter on this side right here. We'll tie into this, and then it's, actually we don't need it all the way over there. I'll pull that back to about right there, as far as it needs to go. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I want to grab both of these now, and we'll change them into median lines. This board is this tie board here is going to tie them in at the top, and what it does is it's going to provide support. You're going to have up here a ridge board, and we can go ahead and put that in too. Detail component 12 might be too big. 2x10. You're going to have a ridge board up here that it's going to be connected to, but this is for compression. It'll hold this down, but if something happens where there's an uplift, this right here, these ties are going to tie this in, and also you're going to have your sheetrock in here too. It's going to make your ceiling here. This is going to come over to this stud wall, and honestly, looking at it, I need another stud right here. And this thing will come over even with that. Bring this down. and you have got that set up. I'll make sure that's a medium line. And from here on over, your ceiling joists are going to go straight across the dormer from wall to wall. So I'll show you what that looks like. And we'll just use a 2x, really a 2x6 is basically all that we'll probably need on this. But stops right there, and we'll just put these right over top. Put them right over top of our, and these will be run across, and I'll put one right here up against this edge. I could actually put one right there and move this over just a little bit, just right up to it. And that way we've got plenty support on this, and we've got plenty support on those going across, and then our ceiling will end up, it'll work out just fine. That should be just perfect right there. So we got that part done. Now we'll do a text on this, and we used 2x8 on this. 2x8. We'll tie that in. All right. Now there's something else we need to do is like this, and it's very important that you know where your roof is going. So I'm going to do a detail hidden line, and I'm going to come up here, and we're going to start about right there, and we're going to come all the way down to right there. We're going to do the same thing all the way up to right there. Now those are going to be hidden. Now what we have to do, just grab, you can grab the whole thing in a minute and hide it, but before we do that, we need to put some more detail lines into this thing and then we'll detail line it with a medium line. We'll catch it from right there. We'll bring it down to here, to there, back up, from there to there. And then you can kind of see, I don't need that line, but if I were to take and click on that and hide this, that looks a little better. See how that'll be hidden right there? So I want to reset my temporary hide, and what I want to do is go back to my level 1 and click on this section view, and I want to pull this back, or actually I'm going to go to level 2, second floor. Click on this, and then I want to pull this back to where it's inside the dormer. So now when I double click it, you see how it didn't mess with my roof or anything, and I've got some extra lines in here I just need to get rid of. And to be honest with you, probably better just to hide it. Get rid of those, and then reset the temporary hide. And now you've got a good look of how this, and it kind of shows you that that roof goes down the other side like this, and it's showing you that this board's on this side of it, of this coming down through there just like that. It looks pretty good. And then here's the roof. Now up here on the roof, I can take and go from here to here, and I need to do a detail line and another hidden, and we're going to take it from right there all the way down just to show the roof material. Now up here, we're going to tie into this thing, and we're going to use this we'll use a 2x10 coming across here for the ridge board of this one. and this detail line or do an offset. We'll probably just do a detail line. Annotate detail line, and you're coming from right there all the way across to right there, then up 2 by 10. 10's 9 1/4. Zoom in. You can either wheel it in or just do 9.25 inches. It'll put it right in there, and bring one across. It's showing a hidden line on me. Let's try that again. Detail line, medium line, and right here is where I need to be, right there. Bring that line over to right there, and bring it down 9.25 inches. Shoot it straight across. Now it looks like it's just the roof where it's cut at the angle. I might not have it dead center, but we're just going to get as close as we can. Alright, we're back. We'll get as close as we can, and we'll hide that roof here in just a second. I'll go ahead and hide it right now. Just that one roof. Let's hide that element. And that's that ridge board that's coming across there. We are going to use rafters. We'll just use 2 by 6 rafters. And what I do on those is basically this. Just do a detail line. And because these are coming down at an angle, we're going to take and come over 1.5 inches and just bring them down. I'm not going to bring them all the way. I'll bring them something like that. And just grab them. Do a copy, multiple, and then we'll do 1 foot 4 or 16 inches. Bring those in. Bring them all the way back over to here, just like that. Now these we'll just take and pull those up, because that'll actually be tying back into the roof. I lost one of them, offset. I'll put that back in there. And this will be tying into the roof. And then on these, for some reason this didn't come all the way to the top. I'm going to grab those and pull them all the way up. And that's representing our rafters on the dormer that are coming down. Coming in there just like that. And that's perfect. This one right here, we need one more. Just like that. And we have those in there. That looks really, really good. And what I always do is just annotate detail line, and I want to put, looks like a brake line. That's what it is, the brake line. But come in here, put you a brake line, just eyeball it in there. Just to represent, hey, I cut that. Those rafters will come down farther than what I'm showing. Just, I mean, you could do that with each one of them, but it'll be known right here. It's up to you how you want to do that, but you can come back through there and do it to each one of them. All right, so these things are going to come all the way down, and truthfully, to have this thing looking right, you'd be going something like this. So that's that roof right there, and then you just need, and it's actually going to run all the way down, and then so it looked just like that. And then up here at the top, we got to do a little bit of work on this as well. Coming up here, I would put you this. What size is this? I'll click on it. 2x4. So hit annotate component, detail component, and use a 2x4. And we're going to put a couple of them up here. Well, actually, second goes from there, and then this one we could take and run this one all the way across, just like that. Run this all the way across. These will be studs coming up to this, and there'll be studs coming all the way up here and tying in, just like that. So that looks really, really good. And then we can put one more detail component. It'll have a 2x4 sitting right there, and those just coming up. And actually, there will be another 2x4 up here at the top where those tie in, and he'll just be running along that roof just to close that up. That looks good. Looks really good. All right. Now, there's a few other things we got to do, just some touch-ups. Just make sure you close this on up where it was that door. And then just put your measurements in. And there's a lot of other things that you need to do, but this is just the gist of it. And right here, this window, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and close that on up. We got to pull this line down too. But there's a lot of things you got to go in here and do dimensioning for, like this roof. What is the pitch of this roof? I just come here real quick and just do a 10. We'll zoom in there. Text. Click on it. 10. And then I want us to annotate, detail line. Zoom in here. It's a 10. Roughly put that in there. 1012 roof, and just do a copy. It's going to be a 1012 pitch on the roof. And this is an awful big scale. Let's go in here 1 inch equals. This might make it look a little better, because we don't know what size exactly we're going to put this thing on, and we might have to go, whenever you change the scale on it, it's going to end up messing some things up. So we'll have to put it on a sheet of paper, and to put it on a sheet of paper, I want to go ahead and do that so I'll know exactly that I don't have to redo all of my annotations, which that'd drive you crazy having to go back through and do all your annotations over. So come over here and slide down, and we'll make us another sheet. Right click on that, new sheet, D-size is what we're using, okay. Right click again, and I want to add my view, and this is going to be the section view. Add my view, and it's in there somewhere. Section 1, add view. Oh, it's too big. So we have to go in here, and you can shortcut just down, take that little plus and turn it to minus. Go back in here, and that's too big. So let's go a 1/2 inch equals 1 foot. And see, you can see that now the text is starting to get larger, isn't it? You'll have to go in here and do some work on some stuff. that's fine. That's fine. It's easy to fix things up a little bit. Let's see how that fits, though, when we go back to our paper. Oh, man, that's just dead perfect. I like it. It looks great. We just got to click on this and then get our little elevation on there, section 1. Double click back into that section view because there's some work we need to do, folks. And then you're just going to take and you're just going to start cleaning all this up. Annotate everything. Annotate everything. So this would and just make it look really good on your sheet so that the construction team, when they come in to start working on this, that they won't have any problem with your drawing being able to, and this line right here that's going around it, don't worry about it. It won't print. So you'll be in perfect shape with this. Now there is one more thing that we need to do, and it is we got to put our columns in here, and to do that we'd have to go back to our first floor, and inside here looks like I've got some columns. I want to delete those out and go back and put them in again, but they're in architecture column, architectural column, and here is a round column, and if you can't find one, just load family, and sometimes you might have to duplicate and make your own. I've had to do that with some, and I'm just going to put a couple of them in here. I'm just get them lined up like this. They should be lined up. It just it's getting them lined up right in the center of this thing here. Bring you a line across, and take, put that in there. Get those lined up just like that. Now delete this, and we're going to now turn this thing to a west elevation so I can see inside my garage. I want to zoom right in here, and I want to hide this wall. I'll hide this. I'll hide this wall too. I want to be able to see those columns. And right here is a column, and I'm going to hide this wall here because I can't see much of anything right now. But I want to see that wall or that foundation. Here's the let's keep on hiding some of this. Make it clean till we can see it. Well, right here is that footer, and here's the concrete pad, and you can see this right here is my post. It's going all the way to the top of double plate. My base level is level 1, and what I can do is just come up here and do an annotate, align. What is the measurement from here to here? 2 foot 9.5. So all you have to do is click on this, minus 2, 9.5. Make sure there is a space between those. Apply. It'll shoot that down to right there. So I need to actually go on down to here, to this. So again, annotate, align, come off this point, slide all the way to right there. It was 110. Click on this, and then top offset is coming off. Oh, we're actually coming off this to this 6. But from here to there is 1 foot 10. We come from this one right here. There we go. 2 foot 9.5. Oh, it did it. I was wondering what was going on, but you click, you can see it's actually going all the way down to right there. And really that's where that needs to be, because it'll be on top of this is where it will be to begin with. They'll have to take and put a base plate on this and anchor it down into the ground off of your isolated footer, and then they'll pour the concrete in on top of that. So that worked out good. Come back up to second floor and or first floor where the garage is. Click on this one. That one's 2 foot, negative 2 foot 9.5. This one needs to be negative 2.9.5. And then this one needs to be negative 2 foot 9.5. And that has all those loaded up accurate. Now, let's go back into our section view just to take a look. This is back into my print. So it has got all that in there. And I'm going to go back to my original section view. And I'm going to do a little detail lining. So this right here, even though we're going to split that. And we're just going to put in like from here, from the center of that, we're going to come over about 14.7 inches, and then we're going to come up about 3/4, come across about 14 inches. Bring that down, and that's going to be our base plate right there, and it's going to be welded. So I want to do a text. We'll say a 3/8 inch weld, fillet weld, all the way around. Perfect. And we can put some anchor bolts in this too. Let's grab this one, do a copy. Come over here. Perfect. And then we're just going to do a text. This is a 3-inch round steel column. That's in there. And then up here at the top, you'll also have to have a plate up here made. And you can do something similar to what we've got down here. And whenever you do that, it just needs to be as wide as this. Come down, we'll do a 3/4 inch. Come all the way across. Just line it up with that board. And of course, it'll just be nailed right in place right there, or screwed in. Because when all that weight comes down on it, it's not going anywhere. All right. Everything's looking really good on this. Just go in here. Make sure you annotate everything really good where it's easily understood. And other than that, I'm just going to challenge you now to go in and put those other section views in. And I'm going to show you where I want them. Right here's one. And you all see here how it automatically puts a number on it. This is section 1 on page A106. If you come down here and look, A106. See how it's section 1 on page A106. It automatically updates it for you, which is really nice. But I want you to put another section view. I want you to put one right through the stairway here. And then I want you to put one right through the center of the house. Okay? And I want this thing to be to where you can see that load-bearing wall. I want to be able to see, so whenever you double-click on this one, the cross-section of it, I want to be able to see all the way across what is holding this thing up. So I want to challenge you on those other two section views. This one and this one. This one I just want to be able to see what this top is about, but also I want to be able to see the stairway. So I want to challenge you all to get in there, get all 3 sections, put all 3 sections on their individual sheet, and you'll have to use the correct scales. This one will be similar scale to the one we just did. This one will probably be different, maybe a 1/4 inch equals 1 foot or something. Just try to do those, and I'll challenge you. If you have any problems or questions, please contact me, and I'll walk you through it.